The following announcement is paid for by the Wrestling with Nerds.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
Hey there, the name's Nukem, Duke Nukem, and you're watching the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast. For some unknown reason, enjoy.
What's going on, wrestling nerds, and welcome to Wrestling with Nerds. We are talking about the 2010 Royal Rumble. Was picked by Ryan, and Ryan, why the fuck did you pick this one?
Well, originally I picked the 98 Royal Rumble, and then I got looking and I realized you picked the 2002 Rumble. DJ picked the 95 Rumble, and I'm like, man, that's a lot of old school. So I went with a older, newer one. I went with 2010 Rumble because this is the first time, to my recollection, that the two champions, the WWE champion and the world champion, going into the Royal Rumble are not the WWE champion and the world champion going into WrestleMania. Yes.
I didn't put two and two together there.
Wonderful.
Did you have to do that?
I'm pretty sure this is the first one where that's the case.
Okay.
So basically, all they have for WrestleMania is who wins the Rumble, but who's the champ by the time we get there completely flips the script the very next month at No Way Out or Elimination Chamber.
So set the stage for us. Who the hell are the champions at Mania now? Because
when you get to WrestleMania, the champions are WWE champion is Batista
and Alberto,
and Chris Jericho is the world champion.
Oh, okay.
Got it from the Undertaker?
Yes.
Interesting.
And I'll break it down for you after we get there on what happens that changes the title picture.
I can see the first one because you watch the pay-per-view, the Batista thing makes sense, but Jericho?
Yeah, and this is the setup for WrestleMania 26.
So where was this Royal Rumble?
This was Atlanta, Georgia, in the Phillips Arena.
Ironically,
SmackDown this week.
Ironically enough, it's also the same place that the Royal Rumble 2002 was. I keep seeming to do this where AJ picks somewhere and then I'll pick it like 8 years later.
Did we do that with Madison Square Garden a couple times?
Yeah, we've done that at the Garden now 3 times, I believe.
I don't know if they were in the Phillips Arena, but I'm pretty sure they were in Atlanta this weekend for SmackDown. By the way,
I thought they were on the West Coast.
So
I don't know. Roman Reigns was wearing an Atlanta Acknowledge Me shirt or some shit. It's the only reason.
That's right. Because Raw was in Little Rock, Arkansas. Yep. It would make sense that they were in Atlanta.
It was like 1 degree out.
All right, well, let's get into the 2010 Royal Rumble from Atlanta, Georgia's Phillips Arena. The attendance was about 16,500. The buy rate was 462,000 with the tagline, I am the one. This is our first one that we've talked about Royal Rumble-wise that has all 3 brands at this time, Raw, SmackDown, and ECW.
What was the venue attendance?
The venue attendance was 16,697.
There's literally 700 more at this Royal Rumble than there was at the 2002 Rumble. The 2002 Rumble was 16,106.
TJ, what's wrong?
Wide Right. Again.
Hey, TJ, fuck off. Again,
Anybody that doesn't know, if you want to figure out when we're recording this, just pay attention to football because it's on.
that guy's gonna die the minute he walks out of the stadium.
Unfucking believable. This might be over. I
Hey.
think this is over.
Hey, leave it to the Bills to kick one wide right.
It's not like that's ever happened before in their history.
I mean, one of them was against the Giants. But let's get into this pay-per-view. And Ryan, I'll throw it over to you because mostly it's your pay-per-view. And the first match, I don't remember at all. It was weird. Really weird. I forgot about Ezekiel Jackson. Big time.
Yeah. This is the very end of the ECW brand. It goes away in February. Actually, technically, it is still one of the picks if you choose to challenge for it going into Mania, but it's kind of weird because it goes away in February.
Mm-hmm.
Christian is the ECW champion with the big giant nickel championship belt that a lot of people hate. I didn't mind it. It was just too big and gaudy, but it looked good when it was like Mark Henry.
Mm-hmm.
The leather on it looked really fake. That was the one downfall that I didn't like from it because it looked like it was like vinyl instead of leather. Oh, but yeah, it's Christian versus Ezekiel Jackson. Ezekiel Jackson came into the WWE as Brian Kendrick's bodyguard, and soon separated from the Brian Kendrick and went on his own little run there. A very big guy. He didn't last long in WWE. Ironically,
I can tell you how long he was in WWE. Continue.
Ironically enough, he never won the ECW title, but he won the ECW title
once, and he was the last one.
He was the last ECW champion. He won it the last night of ECW, and I think he also won the Intercontinental title.
Let's see. Yes, WWE Intercontinental Champion,
Yeah,
ECW Champion, and ECW Homecoming Tournament winner.
Yeah, they tried. They tried with him. It just didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't a. That's why they have Regal with him here. He wasn't a talker.
He was only in WWE for 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah,
guys, I've made it no secret. This is around that time I wasn't watching a lot of WWE. I don't know this guy, but he looks like a monster.
Yeah,
he's a Vince shaped guy.
Like, what happened?
He couldn't talk. Two, after ECW went away, a lot of those guys kind of went away. They tried
sticking with a Paul Heyman. Like, Brock barely talked.
Yeah, but the thing is, Brock could talk.
Yeah, but it wasn't that. It was just, I think, this positioning and everything. Because he leaves WWE and goes to TNA. Him and Vladimir Kozlov both go to TNA for like a very short bit. But like they said in the match, Matt Striker says he's a very smart man. He said
he went to Columbia, but
I think it's like some kind of social degree, or he's like an accountant or something. Because I think that's what he ended up going and doing for his career. Is he's like a legal aid or a paralegal or whatever.
Well, it said in ring he was billed from Columbia University, but alma mater calls him from University of funny Buffalo.
Yeah. So it is a good match. Christian's on his like comeback from TNA run here. Wins the ECW title, kind of hangs around for another year, and then gets that world title push after Edge's retirement. Wins it with the kill switch, his finisher still to this day. This is pretty good, Christian. I would give it. This isn't his. I'll give him this. His AEW Christian run is very interesting.
He's a dick. I love it.
I'm your daddy is pretty much what it's about. But anyway, on to the next match. We have The Miz defending the United States Championship against Montel Vontavious Porter,
This match,
aka MVP.
this match was a lot of fun, and it finished in about 7 minutes and 30 seconds, but it continued the rest of the show, and they kind of showed this match as like, Miz, you're an asshole. Get in the ring. You're gonna face MVP now.
Yeah, and I think WWE's kind of gotten away from like the guys that are in the matches before the Rumble being in the Rumble and them carrying their story with them. I don't. They used to do this really good, like we've seen here with this one.
Mm-hmm.
With
And it was a decent match too.
Yeah, and like with TJ's, with every time when Owen came out and when Sean came out, it was Brett beating up Owen, or it was Diesel beating up Sean. Good back and forth. Miz is in his U.S. title run here. Him and Big Show have just started their whole tag team run.
Miz
So
show.
we're getting Miz Show, which we see here in a minute with a backstage clip that gets kind of interesting. And he beats the Miz, or Miz beats him with a small package. So kind of a clever heel finish.
And then Gloat and MVP. What was MVP's finisher called?
The Playmaker.
Is that
what that one was called?
All I remember is the hoo ballin'.
Yeah. So, like I said, it's a Royal Rumble, so we're already into a championship match.
Mm-hmm.
Our first one. It's the WWE Championship. It's Sheamus, who just won the WWE title at TLC
against John Cena.
Against John Cena, and if you remember correctly, if you've seen the match, he didn't win the match. It was kind of one of those. This used to not be a rule, but then we made it that if anybody falls through the tables, they win type deal. Because Cena loses his balance and falls through the table, Sheamus wins the WWE title.
Yeah.
Kind of like Big Show stepping on a table, right?
Yes, kind of the exact same thing.
Ryan, was Sheamus supposed to win that match, or did they just go with it?
No.
Okay.
No, this was supposed to be a big shot in the arm for Sheamus, who had debuted on ECW.
And Cena didn't take him seriously.
Yeah, I believe it's one of my favorite Cena things, because there's not a lot of Cena favorite things. He said that Sheamus had a mayonnaise complexion with a ketchup haircut.
Wow.
Let that sink in just a little bit. He was your favorite toppings on your favorite cheeseburger. That's what Sheamus was.
That's bad.
And then we get, before we get to the match, we get a Legacy sighting, because Cody is talking to Randy, saying that Ted can't be trusted. And then
I got your back.
And I got your back. And then Orton is walking to the ring, and DiBiase does basically the same thing. Says that Cody can't be trusted. I don't know what your guys' thought on here, but I think at this point, this is the worst Randy Orton has looked. He's so thin. Lanky. He's so thin, and like
this was in psychotic Randy mode.
Yeah, but like his motions and everything, like the whole backstage thing with DiBiase when he yells for him and he turns, it was so robotic and it was just weird.
Do you think it was? I know there was a point where he was fighting his own demons, and happy he's good now. But do you think this was part of it?
This is after the demons.
The
demons are gone. It was just, I think he was trying to play that like sadistic in his head all the time, but it just came off really awkward and weird.
Okay.
But again, I think this Randy body frame is the reason he had 18 months off
recently,
because he had no muscle or no fat, no padding when he took the back bumps, and I think this played a long road into his back injuries. Was this body shape of Randy now? Not body shaming in any way, but
But overall, it was a decent match. It was hyped up, and they both kept going after each other. And then Randy just launches Sheamus out of the ring, and then Cody jumps the barricade. And didn't Randy say before the match, "I don't want your help. I don't need your help"?
I thought he said
Yeah.
it to Ted. I don't know. It was
But
weird.
I thought he said it to both of them.
I think he said it to both of them that he didn't need either one of their help.
And then here's Cody, right in front of the fucking ref too. I know it was purposely done, and this is where this where Legacy starts to blow up?
Yes, WrestleMania 26 is where you get the Legacy Triple Threat match.
Well, I mean, and I thought it was weird too in the post-match part of it, where they're both laying there. Randy is yelling at them, and not one of them is like, "Oh, hey, by the way, don't turn around. Sheamus is setting you up for a bro kick."
Well, there's
And
that,
this
and he
is-
just punched both of them. So,
And
Which
this is
either
this
was
is-
like kind of my thought of like, this is them saying "fuck you" to him by not telling him, or
I would
pretty
think
much.
so.
And this is early Sheamus, and those pump kicks look like they hurt.
and Randy sold it great. When he hits the ground, he's like looking up, and then his eyes just kind of like
Those
roll out
bro
of his fucking
kicks,
head.
those bro kicks were sent on early day Sheamus, and he sent it.
Think you got any receipts for him?
Oh, probably, but he probably loved it, fella. So after that, we get our typical mid 2000s.
We had a 7-minute, 30-second match. Is this like 7 seconds, 0.3 second match?
This was 20 seconds.
It felt like 7 seconds.
Mickey James defeats Michelle McCool for the women's championship, and Layla is in a fat suit.
Hey, she comes out like a fat piggy boy.
That's how they were making fun of Mickey James, right?
Piggy James.
Yeah.
There had been, and I'm going off of my thoughts or my recollection of this without actually looking it up. I can remember she came out to the ring and her stomach was a little bit over her jeans. And I remember internet made a big deal about it, how she looked thick.
Nowadays, that'd be great.
Yeah, even then it wasn't bad, but they took it and they went with it, and they started calling her Piggy James. And how she was here, Piggy James, all this stuff. And of course, you got the two it's like the two girls in school that bullied everybody, but everybody loved them because they were hot. And it was like, eventually, the Piggy James is going to get her revenge. This is her getting her revenge. She comes out. She basically hits her with one Mick kick, pins Layla pins Michelle, and a great spot at the end of the match. Michelle's laying on the mat. Layla's in the fat suit. She raises up and looks over at Mickey James. She spins, gives her a Mick kick, and then she lands on Michelle. It was a great spot. But yeah.
And then
this is typical mid 2000s.
Talking about the cake.
Women's
Don't
match.
forget about the cake.
Oh yeah, we do get Maria and Kelly, and then the two.
I assume everybody that Cool and Layla had been picking on.
Garcia twins. I think that's what we're supposed to call them now. They give them some cake to go along with their piggy suits.
And now, honestly, I think this is the match of the night for it only being 11 minutes and 9 seconds. The Undertaker defeating Rey Mysterio. This was a great match for the World Heavyweight title.
For the World Heavyweight title. And if I'm not mistaken, and I could be wrong, but I thought I've seen this somewhere, this match is basically what created the Cody mask angle, where Cody is wearing the mask from when Ray hits him in the face and breaks his nose. This happens like a year later.
Okay.
This match is where that idea came from, because it's Ray's brace that catches Undertaker in the mouth or in the
Oh,
nose,
okay.
in the mouth when it's all bloody. And that's what they turned and used it as the Cody storyline for the beautiful disaster with the face mask and all that stuff.
And if you go back and listen to interviews with the Undertaker, working with the smaller guys was his favorite. And he
Yeah.
mentioned this match with Rey Mysterio because Rey's fast, he's big and strong, and then you see like the David versus Goliath kind of thing. And what does Undertaker do? Throw him outside of the ring. Rey gets back in, throws him back outside the ring, and it's like Rey's kicking at his legs, slowing the big guy down, and it's like it's a really good story until Undertaker just fuck you.
I like how you say
Yeah.
that.
And I think this is the first and only time we get Undertaker versus Rey Mysterio.
We got
For
it
the
once
World
before that they
Release.
mentioned when he went to go do the leg drop on the apron. Rey moves out of the way. Undertaker just boom, and then he goes and does it again and actually drops the leg.
Yeah. So
And that's when he's like
I
laying on the
agree.
bottom rope.
I agree on match. It was a great match between these two. The big guy, little guy thing always kind of works if it's the right two guys. And I mean, if you think of big guys, you think of Undertaker. You think of little guys, you think of Rey Mysterio. So it
Mhm.
had to work out.
What do they call him? The biggest little guy?
Yeah. Does that mean Undertaker is the little biggest guy?
Maybe
Or the
if it's
biggest
maybe
little
if it's
guy?
cold out.
How's that work? I forget. Anyhow, on to the match we're here to all see. The Royal Rumble.
Probably the second shortest Rumble in history.
Third.
Third shortest.
Maybe. I forget what the runtime is. What's the runtime?
49:24.
Had a lot of big names in it, it seemed like, and it just wasn't that memorable.
It had a lot of big names, but I've noticed something with a lot of the Rumbles we're doing. The beginning part of it, everybody gets chucked out, and there's always one person in the ring. And then sooner or later, somebody will come out. Excuse me. Hold on. Give me a sec here. Yeah, da.
Time to play the game.
Somebody comes out and starts fucking shit up, and then the ring starts filling up. Because if you think about it, or is it CM Punk comes out 3, and Punk literally eliminates 5 people before, the ring starts filling up.
What was this? Again, I've said this. This is when I wasn't watching. What was this straight edge society shit?
It's exactly what you think it is.
It was straight edge. It was all about being pure and alcoholic free and drug free
And he would shave people's heads.
And he became like a messiah, Jesus
leader.
kind of person. His first member was Luke Gallows, was actually one of his first members.
And then Saraya?
And then Saraya Deeb, who wrestles in AEW now, she actually got her head shaved. It was kind of like the symbol was if you got your head shaved, it was to cleanse you of your former self. And then Joey, one of you two were later on because Joey Mercury joined the group. Of course, that worked out good because they worked that storyline where remember Joey's the one that gets his face busted open by a ladder.
Jeff Hardy.
Destroys his entire face by Jeff Hardy. And he did get hooked on painkillers and all that kind of stuff. So they used that as the storyline to why he went straight edge, which was very cool callback. But
it was just weird.
I mean,
it's what got Punk going as far as getting him to that next level, because winning the ECW title didn't do that, and him being this heel messiah guy with straight edge, and then
his feud with Jeff Hardy, literally pouring alcohol down Jeff's throat.
Yeah, he poured. Yeah, and then I think it's Ray. He ends up facing Ray at a pay-per-view. I can't remember if it's SummerSlam or what it is off the top of my head, but he ends up facing Ray. It's a mask versus hair match, and he loses, and he gets his head shaved. and then he starts wearing a mask that looks exactly like Ray's, only it's black and it says
Mhm.
SES on it and everything. And I think this leads to the Money in the Bank match, and this is the one that the Big Show's in, and they have like this super constructed ladder so Big Show can climb up the ladder, and Punk is on it, and Big Show climbs it, grabs Punk, and holds him like King Kong holds the beautiful woman in the movie,
Yeah.
and takes the mask off so everybody can see his bald head. It was pretty good. The straight edge storyline I actually enjoyed.
Yeah,
It's
same here.
Punk. It's Punk, and I enjoyed it. So it's kind of weird because I don't really enjoy Punk a lot, but I did enjoy the straight edge society gimmick and the whole story.
I mean, anything
that
to do
built to
with
it.
Ray losing his mask, he's not. They're never going to do that to Ray. At least I don't think they would.
But it's kind of funny when you look back at retrospect, because isn't Punk eliminated by Triple H?
Yes, he
He
is.
is. And it's also kind of funny
He's
the
eliminated
elimination that
7th.
happens between this, because this is the one thing of this Royal Rumble I do remember. Now their names are coming to a
Great
blank.
Khali
but,
and Beth
yes,
Phoenix.
And
Thank
Beth
you.
Phoenix.
Thank you.
Beth
Also,
Phoenix-
that was really awkward. CM Punk putting Beth Phoenix to sleep. That's weird.
Oh.
Beth Phoenix becomes the second female to ever enter the Royal Rumble.
Yep.
There's
And eats a
been
GTS for her
There's been
troubles.
2 other ones besides her in China. Can you name them?
Nia Jax.
Yes.
Awesome Kong.
Very good. And her name in WWE was Karma.
And the
She
only
didn't
reason I
stick
remember that
around
is
long.
because
She
she
got
came in
pregnant.
for Cole. She came in to
Yeah.
kill Michael Cole.
So, but yeah, you talk about talent and packed house. That's kind of one of the other reasons I picked this. Just to give you an idea on world champions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
I'm just trying
There's
to think if I can.
14 or 15. Half the field are all former world champions.
Kane, Big Show, Mark Henry,
Dolph Ziggler.
Dolph,
Starting from the top, it's Dolph
Miz, Punk,
Khali, Beth Phoenix, Triple H, Drew McIntyre, Kane.
Oh, so you're counting
Miz,
now too. Okay.
Miz, Shawn, John
Hunter.
Cena, Show, Henry. R-Truth is a former NWA world champion. Jack Swagger's a former world champion. Kofi Kingston's a former WWE champion. Jericho, Edge, Batista.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I forgot who won this until you said that.
So,
Didn't you watch this?
there's
I
not
did.
a lot of
That's how unmemorable it was.
there's not a lot of spreading out of eliminations in this Rumble, to be honest with you.
Well, they all happen in like one go.
Yeah, there's like 6 guys, 6 or 7 people total that did all the eliminating.
Well, I can figure that out for you. So Shawn Michaels 6, CM Punk 5, John Cena 4, 3 to Triple H, 2 to R-Truth, and those were 2 the big men, Big Show and Mark Henry. 2 to Kofi Kingston and 2 to Edge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 5 others with 1.
Yeah, I mean it was, and there's even some self eliminations.
I only saw.
He eliminates himself.
Yes.
Shawn does eventually end up with Taker again, right? At
Well,
Mania.
that's the storylines that are building into this match. You have the animosity between Jericho and Big Show, and Jericho thinks Big Show still has his back, but he doesn't. You have Shawn knowing that his only way to get to Undertaker is to win the Royal Rumble. He gets eliminated, and now he doesn't know how he's going to get to the Royal Rumble.
And this is Shawn's.
Or get to WrestleMania. My mistake.
This is getting to Shawn's. If I lose or I can't beat the Undertaker, I'm done.
I'll retire. Yeah.
Which should have stayed that way. We never should have.
Oh come on, that was so much fun.
This is This is also, of course, this is the return of Edge from his torn Achilles. Got back faster than what he was supposed to. I think he got back in 7 months.
You think you know me?
Before he left, he was the WWE Tag Team Champion with Jericho. They had won the tag belts on a put together night where they were both distraught and pissed because they didn't get their way. So Teddy Long put them together and they won the WWE tag titles.
That was a funny
Um,
decision,
And
player.
then and when Edge went out, Jericho said that Edge was the weak link to the team anyway,
Mhm.
and he's better off without him. So that was the fuel to the fire for Edge versus Jericho. So Cena eliminates Batista. Or Edge eliminates Jericho last. Edge also eliminates Cena. They were the final four, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yes. Yep.
And Edge is off to WrestleMania. He's done this is the last thing on his list of things that he needed to check off was winning the Royal Rumble. He'd already won at WrestleMania. He'd already won Money in the Bank. He hadn't won a Rumble yet, and he checks it off here. I just remember this being like you guys said, a star-studded field. And I remember when he returned because like it was kind of like he's gonna return, but what's he gonna be like? Is it gonna be crappy? And when he come through, it was like a different Edge. It wasn't the alter or the
Rated
ultimate.
R superstar.
It wasn't like the ultimate opportunist Edge. Like you felt like you were getting a different Edge here,
And this is
and you
it for
did
him.
to a point.
He goes
This
to
is the start of his last run. He goes to 27
Well-
and then retires.
Start of his last run.
Yes.
Oh, so it's
um,
not after this Mania, it's after the next Mania?
The last Mania is his last match. 27 is his last match. He retires the next night or like the next week or whatever on Raw.
Yeah.
For a while.
For 9 years. And then he comes back.
I still remember popping in that hat.
This is the end of getting close to the end of Batista's original run. This is the Hollywood heel Batista starts coming out through here. All in all, it's a good Rumble if you just want to watch. It's like the middle of the pack type Rumble for me. Like you said, it doesn't stand out.
It's got a lot of heavy
anything
hitters.
exciting. Yeah. But I just thought it would be a fun Rumble to do because you two picked the older ones and I'd pick a newer one. Would be kind
Which
of a
is
throw-off
completely
for
opposite
everybody.
of what everybody.
Yeah, pretty much. Now, the other part of that we missed out on, and for some reason it's edited on the Peacock, on the cock. But it's announced, and it's kind of weird because they edited out the package for it, but then they talk about it when it comes back, so it's kind of weird.
Mhm.
The very next night on Monday Night Raw is the return of Bret the Hitman Hart to WWE.
Yeah,
they did not edit it out. They mentioned it.
No, they mentioned it, yes,
but they didn't show the package.
There's a package where they announced that he's coming back to Raw. That's
Okay, that part I
edited
didn't
out
see.
of the Peacock. It's because it's edited out. So if you time it up or if you know enough, this is right when TNA goes live against them. They attempt to start their own Monday Night War.
That's funny.
By going live against the WWE with the debut of Hulk Hogan. Vince counters it by bringing in Bret Hart. Bret and Shawn have their square off in the ring, all that kind of stuff.
Bro, hug
What
it
this-
out.
Doesn't Vince come out?
They shook hands and everything. What this leads to is Vince versus Bret at WrestleMania 26. Shawn is trying to figure out his way to Undertaker. Can't figure out how to do that. We get to Elimination Chamber or No Way Out, I think it's the pay-per-view. Sheamus ends up dropping the WWE title to Batista in Elimination Chamber. And then Undertaker ends up dropping the belt to Jericho with the help of Shawn because Shawn comes through the grate and super kicks the Undertaker. Ironically enough, this is also the same No Way Out pay-per-view where Undertaker gets set on fire from his
Yes.
entrance pyro. The one he talks about his jacket burn up and
Yep.
everything. This is that's the
He was
pay-per-view because he's
pissed.
dumping water on his chest the whole before the match starts.
Mhm.
This is that No Way Out pay-per-view. So by the time we finish the Royal Rumble, Sheamus is the WWE champion, and Undertaker is the world champion. And by the time we get to WrestleMania now, Batista's the WWE champ is going to defend it against John Cena, and Jericho is the world champion going to defend it against Edge.
They did tease the Batista thing earlier on when they were talking about that. Batista had said, because he loses something to Ray. That's how Ray ends up fighting Taker.
You were supposed to be my friend.
Yeah, there was a match in a steel cage to decide who was going to face Taker, and Ray won.
And Batista kind of teases it up somewhere along in the night that he's gonna get back to Taker or some shit.
Yeah, they were
or
doing
Sheamus.
an angle,
Sheamus.
They were doing an angle where Batista and Ray were tagging together in memory of Eddie, and then Ray, I think, hits Ray. Ray hits Batista by mistake or something, and that's where he does the whole "you were supposed to be my friend" thing, and then totally annihilates the 8-year-old kid that is Rey Mysterio next to Batista. But I mean, like I said, it's a middle of the road Royal Rumble. I gave it a solid 7 all the way around. You can't.
I'll tell you what wasn't. The opening music to this one was awesome. I forget what the song was.
Hero
but it was
Skillet.
Good. It was good.
It was Hero from Skillet.
I liked it.
Hero from Skillet.
Skillet is good.
I'm just saying, I liked it.
If you say it fast, it's like you're saying Helter Skelter.
You're proud of,
I love this.
You're proud of yourself?
I love just getting a reaction out of either one of you. It's just funny.
Just take me off camera, chat. Take me off camera.
Oh my! Yeah. But that's our Royal Rumble picks for this year.
You want to play the game on who's in here the longest? Obviously, we'll ask the TJ. TJ, who is in the Royal Rumble the longest?
Shawn.
Nope. Pick number 2.
CM Punk.
CM Punk was 7th longest.
I don't know. Really? Is it John?
It is John. 27 minutes and 11 seconds. Who has the most eliminations?
Shawn.
You said that already.
Shawn John.
It is Shawn. Who is in the Rumble the shortest?
I don't know. The crazy Asian guy.
Yoshitatsu? He was 5th shortest at 29 seconds. 7 seconds for MVP.
I was gonna say, wasn't one of the Crime Time guys in there for like 2 seconds too?
25 seconds. MVP was in for 7 seconds and eliminated himself. Oh!
I done fucked up. Wasn't supposed to do that.
Royal Rumble match for a shot at the world title, getting at the Miz for the United States title.
Listen,
Miz
never said MVP was the smartest guy back then.
So you have to go all the way to 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24. You have to go to 23 entrants before you get above 10 minutes in the Rumble. So people were not in here very long.
Who, where did Edge enter?
What did you say?
29.
Say that again.
There's only 7 people in the Rumble that are over 10 minutes.
Oh, okay. You said that weird.
Yeah, well, I said the other side of that. There's 23 people under 10 minutes. So people
did
were
a
getting
whole-
thrown out.
But there's
They
like
did a whole
s-
thing.
There's like a whole section from number 8 to number 11 are all 11-minute plus guys. It's kind of funny. And then you get a whole bunch of nonsense. And then you get Sean and Cena at plus 25 or plus 20 minutes.
All
And then it's a that's a whole lot of nonsense. And then I mean ECW's in the ring enough time. They almost they lasted just a little bit longer than the women's match between all three of them.
ECW, the 3 entrants, Yoshitatsu, Zack Ryder, and Shelton Benjamin, are in the match for less than a minute 45 combined.
Yoshitatsu. That dude came out. All I could think of was that dude that got killed in the other thing we watched.
Yeah, they are in the ring for a total of 1
Oh, I
minute
know
and
what you mean.
49. They
Let's
are
go
in the
see
ring
it
for a
again.
total of 1
Yeah,
minute.
let's cut to
and
that
40
Asian guy again.
1 minute 49 seconds.
Yeah.
That's it.
JTG was funny because yeet whoop. I think Kane threw him out, right? No, CM Punk.
Yes.
But all right, well, that's our Royal Rumble 2010 review. Be on the lookout for us going over the preview for Royal Rumble 2024.
Are we not
That's
playing
gonna,
the game?
we are, but
Oh.
that's another episode, TJ. Which go back and watch our game from Wednesday.
I thought we were doing it now.
We are doing it now, but
No, but
just
I mean like now, but like we can't go forward. We're already here. How do we get there?
But wait a minute, we got to go forward before we can go backwards. You can't go
He-
backwards without going forward.
okay.
But
TJ
we're
was
already
doing
there. How do we get here?
TJ was doing a Spaceballs reference. You're doing a Back to the Future reference. What the
No.
fuck? No,
I'm doing Willy Wonka. Thank you very much.
was that Willy Wonka?
Yeah, because he says, "Can we go back?" And Willy
Oh,
Wonka's
yeah.
like, "You can't go back. You got to go forward to go back."
The ludicrous speed. Go.
Mhm.
All right. Bye, everybody.
I'm sorry. All questions must be written in written form.
Okay.
Candy is
Bye.
dandy, but liquor is quicker.